So why not play the G-Day spring game? Kirby Sparks' team just won the national championship in each of the last 2 years, but he's going to have to do it with a new quarterback this year. Will it be Carson Beck or Brock Vandegrift? Good news is he's got another Brock, one of the best players in all of college football is back. Brock Bowers as his catch-all tight end, and he's got a brand new mascot. Boom! Makes his debut today as UGA 11. We'll take a look at the rules the next couple of hours. Just like normal games, you have 4 15-minute quarters, a little shorter halftime, and the ball will be spotted at the 30-yard line. No rush on punts or field goals, and the clock will keep running. Have the kick return guys stand a little closer. Jared Zirkle kicks it to Dylan Bell, but Bell is going to take off even without the football and run back past the 25, and they're going to start here at the 30-yard line.
But Carson Beck gets the nod, and it was interesting because the coaches pointed out, look, a couple of seasons ago, he got the most reps.
There is no left guard on the field as Georgia is going to take a delay of game on the first play, and they do that to honor the life of Devin Willock, who of course passed away in that crash. It also took the life of Chandler LaCroix. Certainly we think of Willock, LaCroix, and their families. 35 passes last year. And on the first play, he'll hand it off to Dejon Edwards.
Who are going to step up the most in that offensive backfield alongside the quarterback?
Beck surveys the field. This is Cash Jones who makes the catch. Nice job of getting out to the sideline up to the 40-yard line.
But they rotate so much that there's a lot of starting experience at the tackle spot.
Fake to Dejon Edwards all day for Beck to survey the field, and Rosemy Jack Saint. There's a familiar face in the offense. A 17-yard completion with a lot of changes at receiver too, Stinch. Marcus is one. He had a great 2022, especially when A.D. Mitchell was injured. Beck will throw a floater, and he's got Bowers in stride, and Brock goes all the way down to the goal line.
So full slide protection, max protect, nice clean pocket, but he's matched up with Darius Smith. That's a mismatch every time, right?
Bullard is the one that saved the touchdown. There goes McConkey in motion. Edwards slips a tackle and dives down to the 2.
And Dumas Johnson leads the way, he along with Smile London.
And on an end around, it's Arian Smith to the edge. Touchdown, Red Team. Junior from Bradley, Florida, who's been banged up quite a bit the last couple of years, is healthy at the beginning of 2023. And Liam Badger's extra point is up and good. Arian Smith with the first score. The black team will get the football for the first time today. They will continue to run from the goal line, just show off this talent and the speed. This is Mekhi Muse. And that's 98 yards. They're not letting them field the kicks, but they're letting them run for the goal line. Brock Vandegrift's turn. Rolling out, throwing underneath, and getting drilled. Sophomore from Bogart, Georgia. Everybody wanted to recruit this kid a couple of years ago. Sitting behind Beck, Bennett, Daniels, and a bunch of others the last couple of years. He'll take off, show off his speed. Maybe this will help him win the job.
That he's come to value the mobility at quarterback more and more.
Mr. Georgia a couple of years ago in high school fakes the handoff, wants to throw the deep ball, and down there's Jackson Meeks. The flag comes in. So down near the 30, and just a swing pass out here to Roderick Robinson, a true freshman from Imperial, California, an early enrollee.
Another one of the guys that you talk about the number of new faces in here, but these guys that have been able to be around the program enough to where it's not as if you're brand new. It's not as if you're just entirely fresh. You've been in the system enough, especially through the offseason. You're able to kind of ramp up your production. Another touch for Robinson inside.
Old/new offensive coordinator Mike Bobo has told us it'll be by committee, at least at first, going into the season.
And what stood out to me in the description of Mpemba, how well-rounded he was. You know, that he can fit into the defense in a variety of different ways. And part of that's owing to his length. You see him at 6'3", 245. Got enough girth there to set the edge and play near the line of scrimmage.
Nylon Morissette around the edge, but is going to be marked out of bounds short of the 20, and he's tackled by Mpemba again. 6'3", 245, huh? He's got some lateral speed.
Look how he's able to redirect. So he closes down, you see the block go inside. So it shows some of that explosiveness, that lateral agility.
It's #1 edge prospect, according to some of the recruiting sites. Vandegrift, oh, he's going to be marked down, as it was Kristen Miller that was back there in his neighborhood.
To move Vandegrift off his spot.
3rd and 17, empty backfield. Vandegrift will swing it out over there to Miles Thornton, and he'll only pick up a few. They also have to replace Podlesny, the kicker from last year. Maybe it'll be Jared Circle. This is from 42 yards away, and he sneaks it in there.
Coach Boom, and that record, it's going to be tough to eclipse. Oh, wow.
Oh, a little flea flicker and then just an underneath pass that goes out to the sideline.
Very emphatic Boom, followed by some other descriptors.
Beck rolls out wide open is Oscar Delp.
Uh-oh.
Bowers has obviously got his spot, but is there one for Delp this year?
I think so. I mean, you see the dimensions, 6'5", 225. He dresses bigger than that, though. He looks bigger, plays a little bit bigger, especially later in the season. You know, he was getting his, kind of sticking the face in the fan in some of those run blocking schemes. Coach Bobo, the coordinator, was in that tight end room last year, knows him well.
Beck looks around, another wide open player. It's McConkey, puts his foot in the ground, inside the 10, 1st and goal, red team.
One of those guys that takes something that looks more razzle-dazzle and makes it can look almost ordinary. I think that's become a welcome sight in this offense. And of course, Carson Beck put it right on the money. He is 100% receivers. Heck of a start.
Old familiar face. Savon Clark takes off, gets around the corner, and another red touchdown.
Number 20, Savon Clark.
Stiff arm. Nice point of attack, able to collapse. You see Malachi Starks, he's there. He's the free hitter.
Liam Badger makes another extra point. Reds up 14-3. And we're back at the G-Day spring game. Big hit on Zeed Haynes. At the beginning of the show, Stinch, maybe he's got a crack at this with Beck and Vandegrift. Gives up a little bit of size, he's pressured, and he'll throw 6'1", 210 pounds, 2-3 inches shorter than Vandegrift or Beck.
Yeah, a little bit of a different dimension, right? But this is a guy that, as we mentioned earlier, Zion Lowe, a couple of the other guys, defensively, they see him a lot, right? Running that scout team a season ago. And he does have that dual threat dimension, and maybe even a little bit more so than Vandegrift. Of course, you have to show that on the scout team a good bit more too, because things are breaking down. It's not designed to work in practice.
They always have lauded his accuracies. Roderick Robinson.
It wasn't as if he's throwing to all elite players.
Tiger, Georgia. Underneath throw, incomplete, and good coverage there too by A.J. Harris, who had Tyler Williams bottled up. So it's 4th down.
A couple times.
Brett Thorson. Remember that 75-yard punt he had last year against the Volunteers? Melbourne, Australia punter punts it deep to Dominic Lovett, the Mizzou transfer. First time he's touched the ball, they'll whistle him down just near the 30-yard line.
Austin Blasky, kind of double duty in it.
Blasky's in there now. We'll talk a little bit about him, Austin Blasky, as he follows Cash, or he blocks for Cash Jones. Blasky, number 58, the junior from Falkville, Georgia. Here he is.
Another multiple versatile guy. Guy can play multiple spots, play center and tackle. It's a weird combination. We talked to Cedric Van Pran Granger, and he was like, hey man, This guy's over here arguing with me about calls because he knows them.
Yeah.
He knows what it's supposed to look like at center.
He was great on that. Delp gets a step, but lost it, looked like in the sun. It's shining down on him right now is Carson Beck's first incompletion. Gets back on track with an underneath throw. Caught by Dominic Lovett, that Mizzou transfer.
Coach Schumann talked about it. He's got great length.
We watched Lovett go off against South Carolina last year when he played for Missouri. 148 yards receiving in that game. Beck throws the ball, and it's complete to Bell. Dylan Bell in traffic, too. Goes up and gets it for 30 yards.
Ball in the air. Carson Beck does a nice job of giving his receiver a chance. You see that Nyland Green just never locates that ball.
They've gone back-to-back. What a new era it is in Athens, Georgia. Yeah, you're shaking your head over there. It's the hardest thing in the world to get the first one, to get the next one the next year. Cass Jones makes a catch, stays on his feet, gets inside the 20-yard line. Isn't that true? Larry Munson country.
Yeah, oh yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Straight ahead goes Cass Jones down to the 10-yard line, down to Miss Lane.
Obviously the defensive backfield, leaders like Javon Bullard, those guys have to be able to communicate throughout the defense. You want to be solid inside out. Your inside linebackers, great communicators. Your safeties, they should be excellent communicators.
Back over the middle, touchdown to Arian Smith. One rushing, one receiving for Arian.
We want to see the ball in the air. We want to be able to evaluate how these quarterbacks respond and react. I will say this, the protection.
9 completions already for Beck, 3 extra points by Badger. And the Reds out front, 21-3, top 10 pick. Get back to that graphic in a second. Broderick Jones, also expected to be a first rounder. Nice rollout there by Stockton.
I said, how's the journey been for you? He's like, it's a little bit stressful. I'm ready for it to be over. I just want to know where my new home's going to be. Wherever that is, you're getting a hell of a player in Chris Smith.
I think you're getting a hell of a player in Lawson Lucky. He might be the next big tight end for the Georgia Bulldogs. Took a big hit there, but made that 22-yard completion from Vandegrift.
Vandegrift didn't flinch at all with the pressure oncoming. You know, victory lap type all-star games for these high schoolers. He wanted to stay here and practice with this program, and he made a very positive impression on his teammates.
Took a hit from Ja'Cory Thomas. Good catch by Meeks, and he's down. He's not down yet. He's fighting the whole red team all the way to the end zone. And they're going to give him a touchdown. It's 29 yards for the junior from Phoenix City, Alabama.
I like the finish. How about the push, though? That entire offense is behind him to work his way into the end zone.
And the extra point by Zirkle gives the black team their first touchdown of the day.
Flashed at times as a true freshman. Kind of flipped even during his commitment. You know, he was committed to Georgia, then he was committed to A&M, then he committed back to Georgia. That's entering the portal.
And I want to ask you more about the defensive line because we just showed you Jalen Carter could be one of the first picks taken in the draft. As that back shoulder pass won't work. He was looking for Dylan Bell.
But that does change things a good bit. When we lose a guy like number 88 from a season ago in Carter, it's not like you just plug and play.
Muse, who returned a kick for a touchdown, and Kirby Smart decided it didn't count. He returns a punt this time past midfield.
They could change the pocket, especially in passing downs inside out.
Stockton dumps it off to Lucky. Lucky's wrestled out of bounds.
You can see some of those traits in Lawson Lucky. Physical player at tight end.
Stockton hands it off to Roderick Robinson.
Yeah.
For Lincolnton High School, he had 8 rushing touchdowns against Mater Dei.
Wow.
How about that? Over 400 yards rushing in that game, too. Tyler Williams.
See Tyler Williams, another long player out there, wide receiver, a lot of new faces there as well. They talked about some of the departures that they've seen in A.D. Mitchell now with another program.
He was a basketball player too, Stinch, at Lakeland High School. He won the state championship in football and a good basketball player. There's Miles Thornton banging off of defenders.
But the offensive front holding up relatively well with a couple of new faces, especially at those tackle spots.
See what Stockton does on a 3rd and 5. He's got time. He's going to throw the one-on-one ball, and that is perfect back shoulder to Zeed Haynes.
So Gunnar Stockton lays it out here. He's playing the back shoulder of this throw. Does a great job of coming back for it. Turn around. Can you locate this ball? Puts a lot of pressure on the secondary to make a play on that.
That ball is deflected off a defender.
Can you bounce back and play the next play? Don't let one play turn into two.
Robinson carries the defense inside the 10. Robinson again. And you can tell the defense has had enough of these. It's all offense. Got to be careful with these guys. Here comes the edge, and it's a touchdown run for Gunnar Stockton. Speed at 6'1", 210 pounds.
Lawson Lucky crossing the formation, getting out there on the edge, and maybe a little tug there.
Black team mounting the comeback. Bad snap and hold, and the ball and the kick is no good. Analyzed perfectly by Matt Stinchcomb.
Look at this catch. I mean, that's his signature. That's what he does. He jumps up. It's like when he gets it, but it is one heck of an athletic way to come down with the ball. It's, miraculous by sheer repetition ceases to be miraculous after a while. You're like, wow, an amazing catch. He does that all the time now, it seems like.
He's getting the Mackey Award today. Beck throws this one underneath, and it's caught by Cash Jones.
Maybe one of the more important precepts offensively. Know thyself. What do you do well? What has worked for you? Well, this has. Of course, Coach Bobo will have his fingerprints on this offense. He was offensive coordinator at Georgia before, South Carolina, Auburn.
This is underneath, and it's caught by Dejon Edwards out of the backfield, and he gets inside the 35. For a number of years for the Dogs before he went to be the head coach at Colorado State.
The last time Mike Bobo was the offensive play caller.
Beck going deep, and lots of coverage there. Malachi Starks all over. Transfer from Kennesaw State. See what kind of leg he's got. Can he curl it in there? He can.
Wow.
Just a slight baby draw. He uses the wind to his advantage.
It's probably a commute issue.
Gunnar Stockton's pass is to Denylon Morissette.
Making up mythical beasts over there.
There is water in Seattle.
Yeah.
Denylon Morissette again, just short of the 40. Give you an opportunity to try to continue to play professionally as Roderick Robinson goes ahead to the 44-yard line. The XFL's had a terrific year this year in terms of how much attention and interest it's drawn.
A little situational football here and hurrying things up after picking up the first down under a minute to play.
1st and 10, Stockton throws and he steps into it perfectly to Muse, and he's off to the races inside the 20, getting some blocks down inside the 5.
Come on, Muse here in the first half. Nice pocket this time, drives that ball in there.
Sophomore from Grayson, Georgia, 54-yard completion there.
That room, that balance of the room's gone. We don't get to keep these rosters year over year.
Well, they're going to give the defense the win on that one. Damon Wilson got to Stockton. Wilson, the true freshman from Florida, from Venice High School. So now mark back at the 12. 25 seconds to go in the half. Stockton throws over the head of Jackson Meeks.
Especially when you have a scoring opportunity at the end of the half.
We knew what you meant. Stockton, it's deflected and incomplete, almost intercepted. This will be a 30-yard field goal try by Zirkle with 16 seconds to go in the half. (24-19) the score. Red leads the black 24-19. Think of all the great catches that Brock Bowers has made the last couple of years against the Florida Gators. That juggling touchdown catch that he had in the Peach Bowl. A terrific catch in the flat for a first down against Alabama in the national championship 2 years ago. Did it against Michigan in the Orange Bowl back in his freshman year. And then last year in Columbia, South Carolina. This is just silly what he did against a great defensive back. And he's won the Mackey Award, and he's with Alyssa.
Brock, you just received the Mackey Award trophy here. I know you're a team-first guy, but what does this mean for you personally?
It's really about the team. I mean, we oh my gosh, my mouth is dry. The success we had last year just helped me out, and I couldn't do it without all my coaches or my teammates.
What's coming up next for you this year?
Hopefully big things. I mean, we got a great team, and we just got to keep grinding and just do it again.
Congratulations, Brock.
Thank you.
And the second half is underway with the black team running it at the red team. Roderick Robinson.
Just crazy efficient. Part of it's because the protection has been outstanding.
Roderick Robinson making the catch.
We got a little boundary pressure here coming at gun. Let's see how he handles it.
Gets it out of there quickly.
Quick, good.
Yep.
Got a completion. It's another completion for us. You will talk in front of a small group. Eventually, you'll talk in front of a big group, you know, and we try to get him to do that. So, good play right there. He's toughness. He's got, a dad that played here. He's one of the toughest guys I've been around. As far as playing football, he does a really good job of that. So it's fun to be around him.
Throughout spring in this game today, is there anyone else who has jumped out at you and really impressed you for their play so far? No, you're good.
I tell people all the time, Mekhi Muse has made more plays on the scout team the last 2 years against great defenses. Now, great defenses. He's gone out there and made a bunch of plays.
Coach, I appreciate the time and the access. Enjoy the rest of the scrimmage today.
Awesome. Thank you guys for the coverage. We love it.
Yeah, we do too. That was terrific, both of you there. I have a question for you, Alyssa. Brock Vandegrift comes back in at quarterback and swings it out there to the sideline to Dom Lovett. And there is why Coach Smart likes the mid-year enrollee from Mizzou, who picks up 20.
It's a long target, guy with speed, nice top-end speed, but also somebody can get the ball too quickly.
Plenty of time to survey the field. Almost picked off. It is. Tyke Smith makes the pick.
He's largely been hampered with injury. Just been a little bit more limited in the way he can impact this defense underneath that route. Great job of high pointing that football. And now with the turnover in the passing game.
Let's see if Smith can make the big jump at Georgia in his senior season. Nice slant on a bullet there. Now Stockton throws upstairs, incomplete. With Jamal Jarrett, the true freshman from Greensboro, North Carolina.
You're grabbing, you're latching. That's almost like an offensive lineman in panic mode. You can't do that up front as a defensive lineman.
Grant Briscoe makes the catch. Stockton has that one batted down at the line of scrimmage.
It's Jordan Hall. I think it was Jordan Hall again.
It's the second time he's done that.
Yeah. Get your hands up in the passing lane. It is. I wonder if height plays an issue. You got to find those throwing lanes.
Punting on fourth down. And it's caught just outside the 5-yard line.
Love it. Man, we talk about roster fluidity.
Welcome to 2023. Vandegrift, quick throw. This complete to C.J. Smith. Boy, the Dogs have a bunch of wide receivers they're trying out for playing time in 2023, don't they?
They're spreading the ball around quite a bit when you think about it.
Nearing the end of the third quarter. And this handoff goes to Cash Jones. And Jones has nowhere to go. It's going to be a loss on the play.
Certainly amped up the effort, not just with the takeaway.
And DeGriff, incomplete to CJ.
Of reps, even in season, previous years. That's probably the first procedure penalty we've seen.
Black team's offsides, free play. It's intercepted. It's not going to count, though. Javon Bullard made the grab.
They're all right with that decision, right? They don't want to have any question marks coming out of this program.
That's up in traffic and incomplete.
Almost never they go wire to wire. Missouri seems to be a bit of a revolving door at quarterback as well. There's not a lot of known commodities.
Scouts are in love with the size and the stature of the former Florida quarterback. Handoff on the last play of the third quarter as we go to the fourth in the annual G-Day game. Red leads the Black 24-19 as the fourth quarter has just started. 3rd and 8 for Georgia. And the Black team, Carson Beck was playing for the Red. Now he's playing for the Black. Now he's got a free play. And he just throws it away.
Here and there. And so, of course, Carson Beck in there playing with the Black offensive front, the Black team, with a different unit.
And that was a good ball right there to Tyler Williams, a good-looking true freshman from Lakeland, Florida. And a little zip on that one.
You can put it right in front of him, run through the catch. It's the yards after the catch. Here, you're going to pick up another 7-8 yards.
Back to the air, a little dump off underneath to Anthony Evans III, the freshman.
It stands out as Lawson Lucky more than anybody else. Jonell Aguirre had a big hit earlier in the third quarter. We heard about him a lot. He's not going to get a lot of looks.
While they were doing their broadcast, that guy right there made a big play. That kind of stood out to me today is, wow, that guy's new. He's only 18 from Massachusetts, too.
Player of the year up there in Massachusetts.
Beck put it on the numbers there to Williams. He couldn't make the grab. This is Brett Thorson punting. They'll go into the end zone. Henry Bates had a phenomenal punt last time, by the way. Give him a shout out.
Yeah, I think that ultimately with the returners that they have, you would like to say LSU. LSU had a really kind of a weird year a season ago.
Good ball there,
yeah.
Complete to Arian Smith, who has they marked that incompletion, though. He dropped it. Who we think it is? To me, the game of the year in college football. Holy moly, what a hit. That is a big one made by number 6, Everett.
Unbelievable finish. Obviously, from Georgia's perspective, a great one. You see ultimately a sack there. Slower developing, getting that ball out.
At the beginning of this game, Dalen Everett played for the Red team. And at some point during the game, Coach Schumann said, go over and play for the Black. That was the reason for my hesitation, is because the Black team didn't have a number 6 when the game started. Everybody knows who Dalen Everett is. How about this big hit that leads us to break? The Georgia Bulldogs, back-to-back national champions. Red leads the Black 24-19 currently. 5.5 minutes to go until the end. Gunner Stockton at quarterback throws it to the bench, just like they did last year. And how did they respond? They won the national championship. Stockton hands it off to Miles Thornton to Roderick Robinson, and he's at midfield.
Not just a great football player, but a guy who's not scared to hold his teammates accountable and whose comments they respect. You see flushed out with the pocket is Gunner Stockton once again.
Damon Wilson.
Young players emerged at the outside linebacker position as they won inside. Nice inside move that time by Wilson. But the leadership piece of it.
I mean, he's got that kind of charisma.
Yeah.
Plenty of time for Vandegrift to throw, incomplete. Yeah.
And that's smart. That's good advice. And it has to be authentic. You know, it can't be something that's forced. Guys know that.
Nice move by Cash Jones. to get up the field near a first down marker. Carson Beck was terrific at quarterback. Here's another end around to Smith. He scored a touchdown on that play earlier in the game, not this time.
You guys were just talking about the leadership aspect for this Georgia football team. We asked Cedric Van Brand Granger about, hey, how did Nolan Smith or Kirby Smart manage to convince your team that you guys were actually going to only win 7 games last year? And he kind of freaked out. He was like, no, that was true.
Not according to the handicappers.
I'd like to know the media member who actually said that.
Oh, it's picked off the carom by Raylan Wilson to the house. That ball went through Anthony Evans, and Wilson ran into the end zone with it.
All right, a couple of takeaways now here in the second half. Coming in hot. See if maybe takes the eyes off a little bit. Evans was looking for the big hit, and instead, Raylan Wilson going the other way. We talk about, his play. He had a nice tackle, low red zone earlier this half. Now a pick 6 in the spring game.
Not allowed by my family to use that, thankfully. Worldwide breaking news. Yeah.
I'm a big Battlehawks guy. My man Anthony Becht is the head coach.
Yes, he is. Yeah. One of our former colleagues. Vandegrift gets out of bounds past the 30 with just over 2 minutes to go in the game.
That's true. We don't even know. You got to look in there and make sure who is a quarterback right now.
It's kind of like the backyard all-time quarterback deal. Oh, it's another ball that's deflected. Goes off of Roderick Robinson.
It's when everyone holds their collective breath, because that's easily a pick, and a lot of times a pick going the other way.
He's got plenty of time, slings it out complete to Muse again. What a game he's had today. Coach Smart wanted to see how the team looked on offense. Cole Spear, the intended receiver there.
They haven't really tried to target him. I think he just has the one target in this game.
Flushed, throws, and they're going to whistle him as being tackled in the backfield by Jonathan Jefferson. It's 3rd and 12. Vandegrift throws, and it's incomplete to be 4th down.
The knock has to be with Bryce's just build, right? The stature that he brings to the position.
There's Lucky again. Good grab down inside the 35 to the 34.
It's been consistent all game long.
Now the home run ball. Let's see if he can get it incomplete, but a flag down. Meeks got tangled up with Julian Humphrey.
Pass interference. Defense number 12. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Ball was up there for a while.
Vandegrift into traffic, and it's incomplete with 1:02 to go. Great player out of Massachusetts.
Look at that, 205 pounds. That's the piece that really jumps out, right? 5'11", but that's some size in a guy that will strike you, where this guy will absolutely come up and stick you. And that's something that they covet for sure. Not only does he have range, he's also one of those guys that can make his presence felt. Lewis Seen, they said.
Yeah. Oh, nice grab there by Muse. To get down to the 10-yard line. Yeah, Aguero's he'd make the late, great Mr. Munson. Has some things to say about him as a freshman. Muse again, why not? He deserves it. What a game he's had today. Great throw by Vandegrift to catch him in stride.
This time Vandegrift puts it right on the money. Good placement. Able to run, turn, catch, score. 4 catches, 91 yards, and a tud. And, as you mentioned earlier, right, Taylor? He had a kickoff return.
He did, yeah.
I mean,
Coach Smart wanted to see that offense play on that drive, so he didn't allow it to count. They've called the rest of the game, by the way. We're done. 31-26 the final. playing a real game against the best team in the country, playing against each other, is extreme.